Hello and welcome to my channel. Dear students, today I am going to teach you a story from your supplementary textbook. The title of the story is The Thief's Story. This beautiful story has been written by a famous Indian writer, Ruskin Bund. You must have heard about Ruskin Bund as a writer. He is quite familiar among students and is considered a writer who is mostly dedicated for the students and the children literature. He has published a series of books, and these books are really fun to read and help the students get entertainment as well as learn moral values. One such wonderful piece of writing is here in your textbook for discussion today. So let's move into the text and try to appreciate it and the moral that is hidden in it. It is not just the text that we are going to appreciate, but at the same time, it is the values that are there in the text to be inculcated, to be adopted in our life. That's the ultimate aim of our education. Education is not simply to gain informations from various sources, my dear children. Rather, education means all round development of your personality. What do you understand by the term personality? Personality not just refers to your physique, it refers to your mental status, it refers to your behavior towards the people, towards the public. It's your reaction to the various stimulus that you find around you. So, in this way, to evolve as a great personality, it is very much essential for a student, for a young learner like you people, to imbibe, to have all those good qualities in your life. In this story, we would try to get all those values which are there hidden in this text. We have two characters in this particular story. The first character being Anil, and the second character being a young boy. Okay, so we have two characters altogether. We will discuss about both Anil and young boy, and we will try to, you know, compare and contrast their characters, and we will try to, churn the best from their characters. We will try to take a look at the characters first. So now let us move into the text and try to understand it. Anil trusts him completely and employs him. Does the boy betray his trust? It's about trust. What do you understand by trust? What do you understand by trust? Trust means to believe someone completely, to have faith on someone completely, to have faith. Okay? If you have trust, then it means that you have complete faith on someone. You have complete faith on someone. Okay? Right. So, dear children, so let us see a young boy who makes friends with Anil. If you make a friend with someone, okay, you make friendship with somebody, then in your friendship, the most important thing that comes is, trust. I think there is no friendship in the world which is possible without trust. If you do not trust each other, if you do not trust one another, I believe you have no friendship, or you can't go for friendship, or you can't establish friendship. So trust is the most important thing. And as far as the meaning of trust is concerned, for me, it is like blind faith. What do you understand by blind faith? Means complete faith, 100% faith. ओके, क्लियर? मतलब ये समझना कि वो गलत कर ही नहीं सकता. He can't do anything wrong for you, and you always believe him. That is called trust. Okay, right? So now Anil trusts him completely. As they made friendship, as the young boy makes friendship with Anil, so Anil started, trusting the boy. He's trusted the boy completely and employs him. What do you mean by employ? Employ means naukari dena. He employed him. Okay, he gave him an employment. From the word employ, we get another word, the noun form employment. Okay, this is the noun form of employment. Employment. So Anil gave an employment to the boy. He gave a job, right? He employed the boy. He gave him a job. Okay, he made him earn some money, right? Does the boy betray his trust? Here comes the point. Okay, the story is all about the friendship between a young boy and Anil, right? And the betray of the trust. Betray of the trust. What do you understand by betray? Betray means breaking up trust. Okay, betray means breaking up trust. Okay, betray means breaking up trust. Means you trust somebody, but if he doesn't continue it, if he breaks it, अगर वो तोड़ देता है, okay, then we say that he has betrayed you. Okay, he has betrayed you. So let us see whether that particular young boy is going to betray Anil or not. This is the point of discussion in this particular story. Okay, so let's move on. Before we go into the text, here certain key points are also given. You see, right? I think it is too bold. It's getting difficult to write, right? So read and find out. Who does I refer to the story? In this particular story, dear children, as we begin the story, there you will find that many times the word I has been written. So here, this is a pre-reading activity, means we will try to understand that who does I refer to. Here I refers to the young boy. I refers to the young boy. Okay, the young boy. It's the story of the young boy. So here I refers to it. What is he a fairly successful hand? What is he a fairly successful hand? We will, when we go into the text there, with the help of the context, in what context this phrase has been told, accordingly we can infer a meaning out of that. Accordingly we can get into the meaning. So let us just continue it. What does he get from Anil in return for his work? What does he get from Anil in return for his work? Okay, उसको अपने काम की बदौलत, the work that he did for Anil, was he paid fairly? Was he given a salary? Or was he helped by Anil in some other way? Okay, or was Anil taking care of him in return of his help? Okay, so these are the points to be discussed here. So now let us move in. I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though only 15, I was an experienced hand, fairly successful hand. Here comes the phrase, I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. Fairly successful hand. What does that mean? If you want to know the meaning of this particular phrase, then you must have to, read it along with the first two sentences. I was still a thief. Thief means chore. Okay, who was still a thief? It is the young boy. इसका मतलब ये जो बालक था, young boy था, he was a thief. Okay, he was a thief when I met Anil. जब अनिल से मिला, at that moment also he was still a thief. Okay, and though only 15, he was only 15 years old at that time. You see, have you ever seen a young boy of 15 years old, okay, who is involved in this kind of practices, this kind of habits? Okay, you find many, but nowadays the times have changed actually. But you will be astonished to know that when we were in schools, maybe around 22 years back, okay, in those days we used to hear stories of such kinds every day. Okay, right? Means I think in every alternate days you will find a story of thief or stealing or this kind of pickpocketing. Okay, that was done in bus or train or somewhere else. We used to get such news, but nowadays time has changed, and people have become educated. Now they are looking for more opportunities. They have various things to do at home and in the society also. Various earning sources are also available. That's why nowadays people have given up this particular bad practice. But in those days, the time when this particular story was set, when this particular story was written, maybe around 50 years back, right, or maybe around 40 years back, I don't exactly know how many years back the story was being set, the story was being created, right? So now, anyway, so at that particular moment, the young boy was only 15 years old, right? And he was an experienced thief. What does it mean? Experienced. He was not an amateur one. He was an experienced. He has tried it many times. What does that mean? Experienced means this is the past form of experience. Means he is very successful as a thief. He has been very successful as a thief. Okay, right? And fairly successful hand. This is what the meaning here comes here. A fairly successful hand means a very successful thief. Okay, very smart thief, you can say. A very successful thief. Until now, nobody has ever been able to catch him, or he has not been caught by the police. He has not been caught by uh, you know from whom he has stolen the money or to whom he has robbed, right? So that's why the boy says, the young boy considers himself as a fairly successful hand, means a very smart thief, a very successful thief, okay, and a very experienced thief. Now let's go on. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow. He looked easygoing, kind, and simple enough for my purpose. I had not had much luck of fate and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. You look a bit of wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery helps in making friends. So now here comes when this young boy meets a 25-year-old Anil. Okay, and what was the occasion where he discovered Anil, or when he found Anil? It was a wrestling match going on. So when it comes to wrestling match, my dear children, I think wrestling is commonly found in only two or three states, right? Like in some parts of Uttar Pradesh, like the Meerut or the western Uttar Pradesh, I can say, in the western Uttar Pradesh and Delhi and Haryana. These are the three areas where wrestling is most commonly practiced, and even you find the wrestling competitions are being held in the public arena, and in villages also these competitions are being conducted. So when it comes to the wrestling match, I think these three states comes to my mind. Either the story is written in UP, or it is written in Delhi, or it is set in, the story might have been written in Haryana. Okay, so as we go through the story, we will get more informations about the place where the story has been set, what this particular incident was going on. Right, now let us go on. Anil was watching a wrestling match. I approached him. I went near him. Who went near him? It is the young boy, right? The thief, the smart hand, went near him. He was only 25, a tall and lean fellow. Here it describes the physical look of Anil, right? Anil was 25 years old, a very young and dynamic personality, a tall man, lean fellow, not very much stout, not very much fat, okay? And he looked easygoing, kind and simple. This describes, means his personality as it was read by the young boy, okay, at the first sight. Okay, he found Anil as an easygoing boy, easygoing man. Easygoing means a person who can be easily tamed, a person who can be easily convinced. इजी गोइंग मीन्स अ पर्सन हु कैन बी इजीली कन्विंस, जिसको आप जल्दी से क्या कर सकते हो, बहला सकते हो, जिसको मतलब आप जल्दी से पटा सकते हो, जिसको आप अपनी बातों पर जल्दी से उसको क्या कर सकते हो, बहला फुसला कर उसके मन को जीत सकते हो. सच पर पीपल आर कॉल्ड इजी गोइंग. He looked kind and simple also. Okay, these 3 points describes the beautiful personality of this 25-year-old boy Anil. Okay, he was an easygoing boy. He was, he looked kind also. He looked kind. Okay, as far as the words are concerned here, he looked very easygoing. He looked kind and simple. Okay, he was looked kind and simple. For my purpose, what was his purpose? What's the purpose actually? Okay, his purpose was to, simply to make friendship with this fellow. Okay, and after that to rob him. That's the only purpose of this young boy. इसका दोस्ती का सिर्फ एक ही, it has only one purpose. The purpose is that first friendship. First he would make friendship, and then secondly he would rob him. He would rob his money, or he would steal his money. So these two are the purpose. These two are the two main purpose of this young boy here in this particular story. I had not had much of luck of fate, and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. Okay, what does that mean? I hadn't had much luck of fate, means I was not very much lucky. Much luck of fate, that refers to not very lucky. I was not very lucky, right? I was not very fortunate. Okay, one more word you can use, that I was not very fortunate, and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. Okay, and the young boy believed that, usko laga कि he can develop friendship with this young boy. He can easily convince him. Okay, he can easily win the confidence of this man. Okay, and then his job will be done. Half job will be done, right? Once he get into his house, once he know where he once he knows where he keeps his money, or stores, keeps all his belongings, accordingly he can rob him easily. Accordingly he can take away the things that he has, right? So that's why he wanted to make a friendship with this young boy Anil. You look a bit of a wrestler yourself. Now let us see how this young boy is going to convince him, how he's going to win the heart, and how he's going to, start his talk. Right, now, you look a bit of a wrestler yourself. Oh my God, it seems to be flattering. He's flattering. Yeah, obviously he says that I said a little flattery helps in making friends. Here it is mentioned that he was a lean fellow. And a lean fellow can never be, you know, a less wrestler. He can't wrestle. To be a wrestler, you need to have, well built body. You need to be strong enough. Okay, you need to be very powerful. Okay, well fed, right? Muscular. But nothing such is found in the personality of Anil as described in the second paragraph. Okay, but this particular young boy says that, oh, you look a bit of a wrestler yourself. You look like a wrestler. Okay, he is flattering. तुम तो भाई wrestler जैसे लगते हो. Means it's like a flattering. मजाक कर रहा है उसका थोड़ा सा. In a funny way he's trying to win his heart. In a funny way he's trying to initiate his talk. अपना बात को शुरू करना चाहता है. Let us see what does Anil reply. So do you? Anil is also quite smart, right? So how he replies? He says that, so do you, you too. It means you also look like a wrestler, right? To the 15-year-old boy, right? Which put me off for a moment. After getting this reply from Anil, he became speechless. Put me off means he became silent. He didn't know what to say the next, right? He had never expected such a reply from Anil. He had never expected that Anil would reply so wisely and so cleverly, right? So that's why it put him up for a moment. He became silent for a moment because at the time I was rather thin. He says that the young boy was also thin. That's why he got off. He got off. He became silent. He didn't know what to say next, right? Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. Okay? Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. Who do you think is speaking all these words? Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. These words have been spoken by the young boy. Okay? The young boy told, yes. Well, I said modestly, means very honestly or very firmly or very gently. You can say modestly means gently. I do wrestle a bit means I know little bit of wrestling. I know little bit of wrestling. I know. He says like that. What's your name? Okay, what's your name? Now, who is telling this particular sentence? Okay, this has been told. This has been told by Anil, right? Now Anil says, what's your name? Right? Then the boy is going to reply here, Hari Singh. What's the name of the boy? Hari Singh. Is it his real name? Let's know here. The next moment he says, I lied. The boy says, Hari Singh, I lied. Means the boy is telling a lie. He's a liar. You can't believe him. He's really a very, very smart, and a very clever boy. And Anil should keep himself away from such people. Anil should not trust this particular boy. But let us see how Anil is going to react to his behavior. Now, the boy lied and he told his name to be Hari Singh. I took a new name every month. Oh my God, here comes the climax of the story. Okay, means he changes his name every month. Who changes his name every month? It is the young boy. He changes his name every month. And what is the reason behind it? Why does he change his name? Because that kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. Yes, this is the point where we get to know this. Why did this young boy kept changing his names every month? Okay, because he did not have a permanent master. Okay, he never liked to stay in a family. He never liked to stay with someone for the entire years, for the entire life and serve him or work for him. He simply wanted to change his master. After 1 or 2 months, he would change him. After stealing the money, he would run away from the master, okay, and change his name, okay, so that it becomes difficult for the police to catch him also, and it's become difficult for his former master means former employer. Okay, means the previous employer, पहले का मास्टर, पहले का जो मालिक, उसके लिए भी डिफिकल्ट हो जाता था कि उसको ढूंढे, क्योंकि अगर उसको कभी मार्केट में देख लिया, पूछ लिया, अरे तुम तो वही राजू हो ना जिसने मेरे पैसे चुराया था, मेरे घर में काम करता था, तो बोलेगा नहीं नहीं नहीं, मैं तो हरी सिंह हूँ। फिर अगले महीने हरी सिंह फिर कुछ और बन गया होगा, उसका नाम कुछ और बता देता है. सो इन दिस वे ही केप्ट चेंजिंग हिज नेम्स एंड tried to, you know, protect him from being caught, okay, by the police and his former employers. Now let us see. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting, and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. After this introduction, after this casual talk, okay, what happens, you know, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers. Okay, means Anil takes a little bit of interest in wrestling. Okay, he enjoys it watching, and you know, he talked about the well-oiled wrestler. You might have seen the wrestlers apply oil on their body so that they can sleep easily, you know, and will not be cut by their opponent, right? It makes them, you know, sleep easily and fight with the opponent. So that's why he talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting. Grunting means, you know, who were invoking each other, who were trying to, you know, call each other, you know, trying to invoke each other. Oh, you come, I'm there, I'll fight with you, I'm the biggest wrestler, right? In this way, they were grunting, they were lifting and throwing each other, lifting and throwing each other. So lifting, throwing, you know, these are parts of the wrestling. Okay, I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. Okay, and this young boy, he doesn't know what to say next. Okay, right? So Anil walked away. Now after watching the match, I think the match got over, and now Anil is on his way to home. He walked away. I followed casually, but this young boy, as determined, he seems to be very much determined. आज उसने तय कर लिया है, डिटरमाइन कर लिया, डिटरमिन कर लिया, तय कर लिया कि आज तो मैं इसको दोस्ती करके रहूँगा, इसके घर जाऊँगा और इससे पैसे भी चुराऊँगा. I think he has determined this, all these things, right? So clear. He followed Anil. Hello again, he said again. Hello again. I gave him my most appealing smile. With a smile, he said, I want to work for you. The young boy says, I want to work for you. I said, but I can't pay you. Who says this one? I can't pay you. But I can't pay you. मैं तुमको pay नहीं कर सकता. It means that he's not in a condition, he's not in a position to, you know, keep, you know, keep a servant, or he is not in a position to employ someone or pay someone. Okay, he's still a struggling writer, I think. He's still a struggling character here. Okay, it shows that he's still not settled in his life. Now let us move in. But I can't pay you. This was what told by Anil. I thought that over for a minute. Perhaps I had misjudged my man. I asked, can you feed me? Who says this? The young boy says, can you feed me? क्या आप मुझे खिला सकते हो? If you can't pay me, it doesn't matter. अगर आप मुझे सैलरी नहीं दे सकते, if you can't pay me, if you can't give my salary, it's okay, no problem. But you know, can you feed me? क्या आप मुझे खिला तो सकते हो? Can you cook? This is the question. Again, that comes from Anil. Anil says, can you cook? Yeah, I can cook. But you know, he's telling a lie again. This young boy is lying again. He doesn't know how to cook. उसको cooking नहीं आती है. He doesn't know how to cook food, but still, you know, just to go to Anil's house and to steal the money, he told him a lie again, and he told that yes, I can cook. If you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. This is the condition of their friendship. Okay, this is the condition of their friendship. Anil keeps a condition, and I think the young boy is ready to get into this condition. He's ready to get into this agreement. What is the agreement? That if you can cook, अगर तुम मेरे लिए खाना बनाओगे, if you can cook, then maybe I can feed you. तब मैं आपको खिला सकता हूँ, बैठ के घर में खाना दे सकता हूँ. Okay, is that clear? He took me to his room over the Jumna streets of and told me I could sleep on the balcony. He took me to his room over the Jumna streets of, right? It seems that they are living in a city, or they are living in a small village, or they are living in a small town, I think, right? So he took him to his room and told me I could sleep on the balcony. He asked him to sleep on the balcony, right? Now let us see. But the meal I cooked that night must have been terrible. What does the word terrible mean here? Must have been terrible. Why? Why he says that his the food which he cooked must have been terrible? Because he had never cooked before. He told a lie here. I can cook. He told a lie, right? Whereas the truth is that he doesn't know how to cook. Clear? So, whatever he prepared, okay, means I don't know how he made it. I think he messed up everything, and he prepared a very tasteless food or something like that. Anil gave it to a stray dog. That night, Anil could not even taste it. It was so bad. It was, a food, okay, that Anil could not afford to eat, and he had to give it to a stray dog. बाहर में जो गली में जो घूमते हैं कुत्ते, he asked stray dog, and he offered it to the stray dog and told me to be off. Off means what? भागने के लिए. He asked him to go out, okay, because he has told him a lie, right? Clear? He told in the beginning that yes, I can cook for you, right? But he doesn't know if he cooks such kind of food, then I think it would be wastage of money, wastage of time, wastage of food for Anil every day. That's why he doesn't want to, continue the agreement, and he says that you may go out. Okay, but I just hung around. See the behavior of this young boy. I think this young boy seems to be an orphan. He doesn't have anybody in his house. He has no family members to look after him, I think. Okay, it seems that's why he knows where to go, and if he leaves Anil, where he will go, what will he do? So that's the point here. So that's why he started hanging around him. He hung around him. He didn't move away. Rather, he just remained around him. उसके पास आसपास ही मतलब घूमने लगा, ताकि हो सकता है कि अनिल को तरस आ जाए, अनिल तरस खाए और फिर उसको कंटिन्यू कर दे. Smiling in my most appealing way, giving a smile. Okay, is 10 years younger to Anil. The young boy is 10 years younger to Anil. Okay, and Anil is just like his elder brother, right? So he just gave him a smile, an appealing smile, a very pleasant smile. Appealing smile, means a very pleasant smile, जो कि देखने के बाद आपका दिल खुश हो जाएगा. Means such a beautiful smile was given by this young boy, and he could not help laughing. Then Anil started laughing. Anil got to know that this boy doesn't know how to cook. He's too young to cook for me. Okay, and now he started laughing, and he took it in a very light way. Now let us see what Anil said after that. Later, इसके बाद, he patted me on the head, मेरे सिर पे ऐसे धीरे 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 हाथ से थपथपाया, and said never mind. And he encouraged the boy and said, never mind, don't mind anything, my dear. He would teach me cook. Anil told that he would teach the young boy how to cook. He also taught me to write my name. See, now gradually they are becoming friends. Okay, with the passage of time. Okay, in course of time they're becoming friend. Their friendship is taking, growing every day. Clear? And he taught him how to write his name and said he would soon teach me to write whole sentences and to add numbers. It means that it shows that Anil was a very friendly man. He was a very kind hearted man. That's why he wanted to teach this young boy how to read and write. How to read and write. And this is the most important gift. This is the most important थिंग दैट वन कैन टीच टू अदर. अगर आप आसपास में कोई है आपके घर में जिसको पढ़ना लिखना नहीं आता है, उसको पैसे देने से बेहतर, ओके, यू टीच हिम, you teach him how to read and write, make him educated, and I think that would completely change his life. There is a beautiful saying in Hindi कि किसी को हर दिन खाना देने से बेहतर, किसी को हर दिन खिलाने से बेहतर उसको कैसे खाना अर्न किया जाता है, कमाया जाता है, उसके बारे में सिखा दो. एंड यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट हिम, और आपका सारा प्रॉब्लम खत्म हुई. द सेम थिंग अप्लाइज यू, right? What Anil was doing with that particular young boy is not just humanly, is not just a genuine gestures towards the humanity, but it's a great work, and he deserves a salute. He deserves a salute, my dear children, right? Because he is trying to make the boy transform his life. He's trying to transform the life of this young boy. He's trying to help this young boy to grow as an educated man. Anil understands the importance of education. And whatever the boy is today, he may be a liar, he may be a struggler, he may be an orphan, okay, he may be a pickpocketer, right? He may be a rover, whatever that may be, whatever the things that are associated with him, it doesn't matter. If he gets to know what education is, if he can read and write, then obviously education would transform him completely. Education would completely change his life and personality, and definitely that would be, okay, a lasting effect in the life of that young boy. That's why Anil is trying to teach him how to read, how to write a sentence. Okay, even he has told him that he would teach him how to add numbers also. Means he would teach him language, literature, mathematics, everything he wants to teach him, right? I was grateful. And this is, you see, the boy was also grateful. I think initially, I think never before that day he had a master of that kind. Never before that day he had a employer of that kind. Okay, that's why he seems to be grateful. I knew that once I could write like an educated man, there would be no limit to that what I could achieve. Oh my God! You see, the child has also decided, means how this education, how this reading and writing is going to help him in his robbery. Okay, it means that he has decided to become a robber in mind. Okay, he has decided to make himself a great rover, right? He is still doing the practice of robbery, still doing it, but still he says that, the boy says that, if I could write like an educated man, then he would look more smart. He'd become very smart. He can communicate with the educated people. He can easily convince them. He can easily, win the trust of the people. And then there would be no limit to what I could do. उसके बाद अंतहीन, सीमाहीन, what I could achieve, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, उसका तो अंदाजा मुझे भी नहीं है कह रहा है. It means that the child is very, very sharp. Very sharp. Okay, and definitely this education will either, make him or transform him into a good man, or is going to make him a big rover. Let us see how this education given by Anil is going to transform his life. Whether the education would completely make him a good boy, would help him come out of his practice, or is going to, you know, make him a great rover in life. It was quite pleasant working for Anil. I made the tea in the morning and then would take my time buying the day's supplies, usually making a profit of about a rupee a day. I think he knew I made a little money this way, but he did not seem to mind. Now, what's the daily routine of this boy at Anil's house? What was his job? As you know, he has been employed. He has been given job only to cook food for Anil. Okay, he has been given job to cook food for Anil. So now, apart from cooking, he's being given some other duties, like he goes to the shop and he buys the daily supplies, day supplies, means whatever the groceries are needed, whatever the vegetables, fruits, whatever the things are needed for home, for cooking, he gets from market, and Anil simply pays him the money, go and bring it from the market. He never asks, means what was the cost of the that particular things, or how much he has written. Okay, he never asked all those things. And in this way the boy makes little bit of profit, a rupee per day, 1 rupee a day he makes easily, right? And I think he says that the boy here says that Anil knew it. Anil knew that the boy keeps some profit along with him, but he never minded. He did not mind it at all. He never, asked him about it. So in this way, Anil has showed his greatness, okay, and has showed his maturity as a good boy. So with this, we have come to the end of the video. Thank you.